Alright, welcome back. In your next video for 3-1, August and I, hey August, okay, keep sleeping, are going to talk to you about the F word. And no, get your mind out of the gutter. We don't mean fractions. We mean factoring. You're going to do a lot of practice on factoring. We have a lot to talk about. There's going to be a lot of online work. But for now, you're just going to practice. You may have done it before. You may not have done it before. I hope you have. I'm going to do page 96, numbers 7 and 8. You're going to do page 100, numbers 29 and 30. I know it's hard to do factoring on your own at first. You'll have plenty of time to practice in class and online. All right. So let's start off with number 7. There are many different ways to factor. There are many different methods that you've been taught, or maybe, well, all of us coming together from different middle schools, probably a lot of different methods that are going to be in our classroom. I'm going to try to show you as many as possible, and you're just going to pick which one you like the best. For number 7, I like my method the best, which is talking it out. So you are going to have to listen carefully and take good notes. First thing, you need to think of two numbers that multiply to 35 and then add up, because there's a plus sign right there, to positive 12. Two numbers that multiply to 35 and add up to positive 12. Well, that's kind of simple. That's 5 and 7. So you write them in their parentheses. They're two little binomials. Quantity of x plus 5 times the quantity of x plus 7 equals 0. And now we're solving, and these things are in parentheses, and just like anything in parentheses, you always do the opposite. X is going to equal negative 5 and negative 7. So again, I'm going to go back. You're going to do this a lot in class, over and over again with me. Two numbers that multiply to 35 and add up, add because it's positive, here to positive 12. Two numbers that multiply to 35, 5 and 7, they also add up to 12. You can FOIL to check your work, and you're going to do that a lot. And then when we're solving for when we're solving for x because it's equal to 0, it's in parentheses. Well, just like the old parentheses rules for the vertex of the parabolas, you always do the opposite. So that's a plus 5 minus 5. That's a plus 7 minus 7. Okay, it gets a little trickier with number 8, and you need to give me a minute because I ran out of whiteboards. But I'm going to show you a different method. Now, this isn't my favorite method, and I make mistakes on it because it's really just a trick, but I've seen it before and it really works. So for number 8, the first thing I'm going to tell you that you need to do is you need to make sure that there's a 0 on one side. So even though number 8 in your book doesn't look like this better be your first step. 3x squared minus 5x minus 2 equals 0, because I took away 2 from both sides. Now, I have the same way of doing it, but it's a little different because of the leading coefficient. So here, I've seen a lot of students teach me how to do the diamond method. So you make a diamond. And if you remember, this is A, this is B, and this is C. A is the 3, B is negative 5, and C is negative 2. So in this part, you put in A times C, so negative 6. And down here, you put negative 5. All right, so we need two numbers that multiply to negative 6 and add up to negative 5. So I think negative 6 and 1. I think negative 6 times 1 multiplies to negative 6, and I think that it adds up to negative 5. So now here's where it's not really math, it's just tricks that you do. You make your parentheses. You have an x minus 6 and an x plus 1. If you check your work right now, you know you're not right because x squared isn't the first thing we have. Then we have to take our a, which is 3, and we have to put it right here. Now, any number that simplifies, any fraction that simplifies, must be simplified. Any fraction that doesn't simplify, you take the denominator and you shove it up front. All right, we have to check our work. I don't trust this math. X times 3x is 3x squared. X times 1 is x. Minus 6x, so that's negative 5x. 1x minus 6x is negative 5x. And then minus 2 for the L in FOIL. So we're correct. Yay, it worked. I was actually nervous for a second. Now we have to do the opposite of everything. So x equals 2. Oh, this is tricky. I'd have never taught you. So, new Mitchellism. Top, bottom, change the sign. So x equals top, bottom, change the sign. So negative 1/3. And if you plug in negative 1/3 right here, multiply by 3 and add 1, you do get 0. All right, so this is the diamond method with fractions that denominators you shove in front, and then top, bottom, change the sign. That better be in your notes. I better see it tomorrow. So you are going to, like I said, go to page 100. I want you to practice 29 and 30. Don't worry, I know that's not enough practice. You're going to do book work, you're going to do online work, and you're going to practice a lot this week on factoring to solve quadratics.